All right, I got a few questions on number 36, both in my office hours and by email. So this is like the example in the book on unionization, and so we hopefully understand it better if we step through that example on our own. So that's what this is asking us to do. So if these are two labor markets that require similar skills, there are 6,000 workers per day that are able to do these jobs, and what would be the equilibrium wage and how many workers will work in each industry. So the idea here is that we can answer this question if there's free movement of workers from one sector to another. If the wage were ever higher in one sector than another, the workers would leave the sector where wage was lower and go to the one where it's higher, and this process would push down the wage where it was higher and raise up the wage where it was lower, and the process would stop where it's the same. And when you hunt and peck around, you find that the $8 an hour is the wage that has 6,000 workers fully employed, and so you answer 8, and we see that there's 2,000 workers in Industry A and 4,000 in Industry B. Now, suppose that workers in Industry A unionize and refuse to work for anything less than $10 an hour. How many workers will work in each industry, and what will be the resulting wage gap between the two industries? Well, we see that at $10 an hour, only 1,000, I guess I should use a different color, only 1,000 workers would work. And the other 1,000 that used to work in A would have nowhere else to go but B, and in increasing the labor supply in sector B, we'd see that wages in that sector would drop to 7. So number of workers in Industry A now, 1,000. Number of workers in Industry B, 5,000. And then there's a $3 wage gap, $3 an hour wage gap. And then is this arrangement efficient? And here, there's a tough one. We haven't really thought about a problem like this yet. So I guess it's worth thinking about a little bit. Would this be efficient or inefficient? And remember, for efficiency, resources are used at their highest valued use. Resources in the economy are drawn to the sector where the value of their use is at its highest. And so if we can move resources out of one sector and into another and get an increase in value, then we weren't at an efficient distribution of resources before. And so that's what we see here. Notice that after the unionization, we have a value marginal product. Remember, that's the labor demand curve of 7 in sector B and 10 in sector A. What that means is if we moved a worker worker hour out of sector B, we'd lose a value of $7. But if we put that hour in sector A, we'd gain $10. So we'd net $3 increase in total surplus. So that's the logic why we'd answer no, it's not efficient, because the value marginal product of labor is higher in Industry A than in Industry B. Let's make sure. There you go. Watch out for the one that says no because the value marginal product is higher in Industry B. That's the opposite.